Whoa, we got a lot of dividends in September. So let me show you exactly how much that was, what my return was for the month of September, give you an update on what's happened after the Fed has lowered rates, and share with you the portfolio mix that's gotten me these returns. If you haven't watched these before, this is part of an ongoing dividend series that I started in January of 2023. So we're what, 21 months in, something like that? And every month I make a new video revealing my account to give you the full frontal style of everything that's happening here so you can see how badly I've done. Let's take a look for this month. So my total balance as of today is $47,938, but not all of that is invested. $12,102 of that is in cash. It's sitting there, not getting us any dividends whatsoever. It is earning us monthly income though, because your uninvested cash with Robinhood does get you a little bit of a cash payment every single month. So I think last month I made like $53 in cash or something for that money just sitting there being totally uninvested. And that means my invested balance is closer to $35,000. So that's the kind of dividend foundation that we're growing all this money from. And if you watch my previous video about Robinhood and what it's like to do in dividend investing through Robinhood, you can remember that the only real buy that I made this month was one share of ET for $16. Otherwise, I got about 20 bucks in referrals from you guys. So thank you for signing up for new accounts. I get $5 a person. And as per usual, every single month just about, I didn't sell anything in the month of September. I'm not planning on selling anything. This is a buy, hold, and generate income snowball kind of account. So I'm not planning on getting rid of anything anytime soon. But now let's talk about more fun stuff like the overall performance of what I picked, my total return, all that kind of stuff. In the last 1 month, my account has gotten a decent return of 1.45%. Now, when you look at this screen on Robinhood, that's total return. So that's the stock appreciation and its dividends all kind of factored into one big ball. I try and break down separately just what my dividends did in my spreadsheet. So let's go into that now. I've got to update my dividend spreadsheet with all the dividends that I made this month. So I'll do that in 1 second. Now, even before I look at the total, I can see it's going to be a good month because look how long this list is. I've got 13 different dividends that I was paid this month, which is a really good sign. And for context, last month I made $66 in dividends. This month, I made $192 in dividends. That is nuts. Got to look back through and see if I've had any months that are bigger than that. No, it's not even close. Wow. This is my biggest dividend month ever. That is so awesome. So let's do the math on this. $192 on about 35 grand invested. That means that this period's return, so just for this month, I made 0.64% just in dividends, not in any kind of stock going up in value. And that means my yearly rate of return just from the dividends alone is 7.71%. If every month was like this, and we did that 12 months a year, not just when these quarterly payments hit, because a lot of these dividends are just quarterly payers, not monthly payers, then I'd be making 7.71%. That would be incredible. I would be shoveling all this uninvested cash in there, plus probably more. And I may actually do some of that because as we know, the Fed has lowered rates, which means your savings account rates are going down. Your high yield cash sweep programs are going down. CD rates are decreasing. All these ways that we could profitably hold our cash are now decreasing. And so we've got to find some alternative. If we want our cash to not just die to inflation, we need to somehow get a return on it. And the question is, how do you do that in a responsible way? Do you just invest in the stock market in a broad index fund and hope for the best? Or do you do something like dividends? Or do you do something like other strategies? If you want to see that video, then leave me a secret comment word that says strategy somewhere in your comment and I'll see it. I'll find it. Because my goal is later this week. Oh my gosh, it's already Wednesday. My goal is in the next week to make a video all about savings account alternatives. You know, what do we do now that our savings accounts are not making the interest that they were? Our cash sweep programs like Robinhood have dropped. They're not as profitable as they were. So if you want an alternative like I do, there are other alternatives out there. Anyway, enough about that. Let's finish talking about dividends this month. Quick drink of the protein shake. And then if I average out all of the yearly rates that I've calculated by each month, then my average thus far for all 21 months I've been doing this is about 6.45% just from the dividends. So I would say that's pretty awesome. This isn't an exact like mathematical figure that, you know, finance experts look at, but for me, I'm just curious to try and estimate my overall returns thus far. Oh, and I just noticed my chart hasn't been updating. Oh my goodness. Let's fix that. There we go. All fixed up now. So you can see how awful last month was. I mean, my second to worst month ever in terms of just that monthly return extrapolated out if that was the whole year. And to give us that context, it's more of getting us our bearing in terms of how good is that return compared to other ways we can invest. 2.65% tells me a month like that is not worth repeating. If that's the results I'm going to get, I should be doing something else than dividend investing. But when September is as good as 7.71%, I think, you know, maybe I should be doing dividend investing. Maybe this is the reassurance I needed to continue on this journey because that is awesome. And on this account overall year to date, the total return, so the appreciation of the stocks and the dividends, has been a combined return of 13.28% year to date. Not bad for a dividend portfolio. So what's the plan for the future with this account? What's the plan for next month and the month after that? It's tricky to know what's going to happen once the presidential election happens. That's a bit of a wild card for all of us. There's also world events that can play into how the stock market performs and what the Fed does with current rates and things like that. I'd say right now, a high yield savings rate or a high yield cash rate is still attractive enough that I still kind of want to keep some cash there. Like we've got this cash here, we've got some cash somewhere else. And so I'm not all in on dividend investing. Like I don't feel like I need to have every dollar that we have that's spare going into a dividend paying ETF or stock. But what I do think I need to do is plan ahead, because once the Fed lowers rates one or two more times, the savings account situation and the cash sweep situation are just not going to be tenable. They're not going to be worth using. And so if we see that on the horizon, is it worth just committing now and knowing that we're going to have this money invested? It's a tricky call to make. So stay subscribed so you can see what happens in the next few months, and we can make this a full 2 years of dividend investing, making a video every single month so you can track that and see this throughout all of time. And to see how and why I use Robinhood for dividend investing, then watch this video next. I go over exactly how to see your dividends in Robinhood, how to track it, how I use my own tracker and things like that, because they don't have the best features. I wish they had some other features like other services have that give you a dedicated, income tab, if you will. They don't. So we've got to make it work on our own. This video will show you how. It's my timer going off. I've got to go. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.